Subject code 18 CS2009 Database Systems Lab, equipment number 3, aggregate and built-in functions. In this video, we're going to use this aggregate and built-in functions and execute some queries and solve the given questions. Before that, we need to create these tables. To save time, I've already created these 4 tables. And we come to the first question now, that is, list the total amount taken by the borrowers. Before that, let us connect to the Oracle database. Now, here we are connected. Now first question is the total amount taken by borrowers. We have a borrow table. Let us view the table once. This is the borrow table. Now we need to find the total loan amount taken by the borrowers. This is the loan amount taken by each borrower. We need to sum up this column such that we'll get the answer. To do that, we're going to use the select statement. Select sum of, this is the aggregate function, the attribute name from the table name. That's it. We can see the all the loan taken by the borrowers is 3,99,000. That is about the first question. Now coming to the second question, find the total deposit done by the depositors. We have a table called deposit. Let us view that first. This is the deposit table. We need to find the total deposit done by the depositors, right? This is the amount column. We need to sum up that column such that we'll find the total deposit done by the depositors. To do that, the same query, we need to change the table name and the attribute name here. That's it. This total sum is 5,91,000 that has been deposited by these depositors. Now we'll come to the third question, that is, this is the total loan taken from Andheri branch. So we have already seen the loan table, right? We have a branch called Andheri branch, and we need to sum up all the loan amount taken from that branch. That means we need to sum up this amount and 86,000 which has been taken from Andheri branch as well. Now to do that, let us give select sum of loan amount, attribute name from the table name, and here they mentioned the branch, right? So we need to use the where condition, where branch name is Andheri. That's it. We can see the loan taken from Andheri branches are 1,30,000 and 86,000 together, that is 2,16,000. Right, now coming to the fourth question, write a query to find the total deposit of the customers having account date later than 1st Jan 96. This is the deposit table, right? We need to find the average of the deposit of the customers. Sorry, fourth question, we need to find the total deposit of the customers having account date greater than 1st Jan 96. To do that, let us use the select statement again. Select sum of total amount, right? For that, let us use sum of amount from deposit table, where they have given date, right? Where date is greater than 1st Jan 96, 01 and 96. You can see the total deposit that has been deposited after the date 1st Jan 96 is 1,90,000. That is about the fourth question. Now coming to the fifth question, we need to find the average of the deposit of customers living in city Nagpur. Right, to do that, before that, let us view the customer table once. We have a table called customer, and we need to filter out the customer names those belong to city Nagpur. So we need to use in the subquery concept for this fifth question. So let's try to solve this. Select, we need to use the average aggregate function, average of the amount from the table name, where customer name in, and the subquery happens to be it should return the customer names that belong to the city Nagpur from the customer table. Select customer name from customer table, where city is Nagpur. You can see the customers who belong to city Nagpur in the customer table are Pramod, and average amount of the Pramod deposited is, you can see there is only one one row, that is Pramod, and its amount is 85,000. That is being displayed in the output. Now coming to the sixth question, list the maximum deposit of the customers living in city Bombay. Let us once more view the deposit table. It's a deposit table, right? We need to list the maximum deposit of the customers living in city Bombay. We need to find the customers that are living in Bombay, right? So let us take the help of the customer table now. This is the customer table, right? So there are three customers that are living in Bombay: Shivani, Kranti, and Naren, and we need to find the maximum deposit done among those three. Now to do that, let us try to use this command. We need to use the select statement. Select max function, max aggregator function, amount from the deposit table. Now in the inner query, sorry, in the subquery, we need to write write a code that gives the list of the customers living in the city Bombay. We need to make use of this customer table. Customers in, now the subquery is, it should give the customer names from customer table whose city is Bombay. Right. Now we can see this the customers who are living in city are these three, right? Shivani, Kranti, and Naren, and the maximum deposited amount by those three are is Kranti. That is 1,75,000. That is being displayed here. It is the maximum deposit of the customers living in city Bombay. That is 1,75,000. Now coming to the seventh question: how many distinct branch cities are there in the branch table? So for this question, we need to make use of the count function. We have a table called branch. Before that, let us once view the contents of that table. We forgot the from keyword. This is the branch table. We need to find the distinct branch cities are there in the branch table. So to do that, select count distinct. This is the keyword distinct, and we need to concentrate on the column city, right? City from the table name. So if you don't give distinct, all the duplicate cities will also be displayed, will also be counted, and this count value will not be the distinct one, unique one. Now that is about the seventh question. Now coming to the eighth question: find the total number of cities, total number of customer cities. We have a table called customer, right? See that. This is the customer table. We need to find the total number of cities. To do that, we need to just use the count function on the cities. Count of city from is 5. The number of cities in the customer table are 5. That is, it counts the number of rows actually. Now coming to the ninth question, that is, write a query to display branch name and branch wise deposit. So for this question, we need to use the select statement. Select, we need two columns, right? The first one is branch name, and the second one is the total amount that has been deposited from that branch. For that, let us use the sum aggregate function from deposit table. We need to use this group by branch name. So what it does is, we have a deposit table here, right? Yeah, here. Now it groups all the similar rows based on the column name together. That it means like first three will be Andheri and Virar, Nagpur Place and Nagpur. It's like that. Then we are actually printing that branch name. That we are not printing the duplicate branch names here. We are printing the branch name that are we have made the branch names as unique ones, and we are printing the total number of amount from that branch. This is the output for the ninth one. We are query display the branch name, and this is the branch name and branch wise deposit. That is about the ninth one. Coming to the 10th question, give the branch wise deposit of the customer after account date 1st Jan 96. So we need to the same query, but there is a condition called date. We need to concentrate on the customers who have deposited only after this date. So to do that, let us write the query. Select branch name, sum of amount, because those two are the columns we need in the output, right? So let us select only those two from the table where date is greater than 1st Jan 96. 1st Jan 96, and we need to group by branch name or sum of amount. We have to group by branch name. That's it. Branch wise deposit of customers after account date 1st Jan 96. You can see here in the deposit table after 1st Jan 96, there are only three rows, that is Sandeep, Kyle and Pramod. So the sum of some of the amount deposited from this branch is 20 plus 85 plus 85, which is nothing but 1,90,000. That has been printed. That is about the 10th question. Coming to the 11th question, find the total number of borrowers in each branch. We have a table called borrow, right? There is one view that. We have forgotten the from keyword. So we need to find the total number of borrowers in each branch. For example, if you Virar, it has only Virar has only Virar branch. We have only one customer. Now in Powai we have one customer. In Andheri we have two customers. Such that we need to print the output in such a way. Let us also select branch name and count of customer name. Count of customer name, what it does is beside the branch name for the branch name selected Virar, it counts a customer name customers for it. It has only one customer. For branch name Andheri, it counts the customer name. Those are two, right? So such that it works. Now we will give the table name into 55. Now we are grouping it by branch name. We can see name and the count of customers from that branch. Andheri we have two, Virar and Powai we have only one. That is about the 11th question. Coming to the 12th question, find the total count of depositors branch wise. Let us once view the deposit table. This is the deposit table, right? We need to find the count of depositors branch wise. The same query that is applied on the different table, right? You just have to change the table name for the table and depositors. That's it. We can see the branch name and the total count of depositors. For Nagpur Place branch, we have only one depositor. For Andheri branch, we have three depositors now, and for Nagpur we have only one, and for Virar we have only one depositor. That is being displayed for this 12th question. Now coming to the 13th question, write a query to find a maximum loan from branch Virar. Let us once look into the borrow table. This is the borrow table. We need to write a query to find maximum loan from Virar branch. So to write the query, we need to logic query, we need to use the make use of the max aggregate function. Max of the attribute name here is loan amount from the table name 55, where branch name, because the branch name has been given there, right? Branch name like Virar. That's it. We'll be getting the answer as 1,08,000. That is about the 13th question. We'll come to the 14th one. List the branches having sum of deposit more than 45,000. So we have already seen the branches and the amount deposited from that branches, those branches in the deposit table, right? Now select to solve this query. Let us write a query. So select branch name, because we need to list the branches, right? And sum of amount from the table that is grouped by branch name. And after that we have to apply a condition. Let us use the having class, having the sum of amount greater than 45,000. That's it. What we have done, we have selected a branch name and the sum of amount from the deposit table. We have grouped the branch name, deposit table based on the branch name, and we have applied a condition after having class, that is sum of amount should be greater than 45,000. Only those rows will be selected. So we can see all the sum of amounts which has the amount greater than 40,000 have been selected. That is about the 14th question. Now coming to the 15th question, that is to calculate the length of the string DBMS from dual table. So to do that, we have a dummy table, right? Dual table. So let us use that. Select length. Select should be followed by this from, right? So let us see how we'll do that. Select the length of the string from the table, the dummy table, that is dual. You can see the length of DBMS is 4. That is about the 15th one. 16th one, display the names of the customers in uppercase. Let us use the built-in function upper per of the customers, right? We'll focus on the customer table now. Customer name has some variable from the customer table. What it does, it returns the customer names in uppercase letters, right? Now coming to the 17th question, display the substring NIL from Sunil from deposit table. As of now we don't have this Sunil record, right? Let us add that one into the deposit table. Let us view. So we have it. We don't have Sunil, right? Let us add into this. Insert into leaves 202 Sunil branch name. It as test as of now. Amount 1000 and date 26. One row has been created. Now let us view the created row, that is Sunil. Now we are going to display the substring NIL from Sunil from the deposit table. To do that, we have built-in function, that is substring is substr, and the parameters for this one is the customer name, the attribute name, and the position where to start from sun. N is at position 3. Let us give 3, and the length we need is NIL, that is also 3. Now we need to mention the table name, and we need to use the where condition such that it selects only the customer name, that is Sunil. Customer name equals to Sunil. You can see the substring, that is NIL, has been retrieved from this Sunil. Now coming to the 18th question, that is to prefix account number column with two zeros in deposit table. Is the deposit table, we need to prefix account number with two zeros from the left side. So to do that, let us use the lpad function. Lpad in the attribute name, account number, uh, 00. This is the length of the string, and from the table name. Right now, what we have done, we have prefix 00 before the uh, account number, such that account number is now shown as 00106, and 00 has been prefixed for the account number. That is about the 19th one. Now coming to the 18th one. Coming to the 19th one, that is sort the deposit table based on account number. So we have deposit table, right? So we need to sort this table based on this account number. So the column is given, that is account number. Now we will write the query, that is select star from deposit table, and we need to order it by account number. That's it. Now it will be sorted based on this account number, ascending order. Right now, coming to the 20th question, find the total number of months since an account is opened by the customers. To do that, let us use the select customer name. We need to find the we need to display the customer name and the months went by since he opened his account. To do that, the next column is months. We'll use this built-in function, months between. The first attribute is the current date. That is, to do that, select system date from dual. Let us type like this. And the second attribute is date. That means that the date which we have, the date they have in the deposit table. Now table. Now need to mention this from, right, from deposit table. What we have done, select the customer name. We have selected the customer name, and we will be displaying the months. This is the first attribute, that is the current date, and let's give space here. Current date, and the rate. Rate is the rate which they have in the deposit table. We have a closing bracket here. That's it. We have made a mistake. Let us retype this. Select star from no, not star. Select customer name, months underscore between. This is a built-in function, and we need to select system date, based on which we'll be calculating the total months, and the date which they have in the table record from the table name. That's it. You can see Sandeep has completed 304 months. In that way, we have printed all the months since their joining. Now coming to the 21st question, use round and trunc functions to round off and truncate the value to decimal positions after the decimal point using dual table. So we'll see what it is. Let us use this round off function. For example, they have given 15.6789, and the second attribute for this round function is the places to which we need to round off. For example, if you want to round off this number to 2 places, just give 2 there and select dual table, that is dummy table, and there is semicolon. You can see it has been rounded off to 2 decimal places, that is 15.68 is there. Now a difference between round and truncate is, truncate actually deletes the two place values, and it just returns the whatever value that is left. in this for this output will be 15.67. Actually it reads 89 and gives the output as 15.67. And that's all. I hope all the outputs are correct, and thanks for watching.